Have you found your niche? And does it really matter? We'll talk about it next on this DeWeese Directive. How are you doing? Bill DeWeese here. Hope you are doing well. Today I want to talk about what seems to be one of the hottest topics among voice talent. At least I know as of late, for some reason within the past few months, many of the emails that I receive from talent, both established, those trying to move their career forward, as well as new incoming talent, asking, almost obsessed with the question, what is my niche? Well, let's talk about niche, the importance or lack thereof of niche, and how you should look at and approach niche as it relates to your voiceover career. First of all, a little background. I am an MBA. I'm a former college professor. I have taught marketing at the graduate level. I'm also a former business consultant. I have a lot of experience working at helping business and working in the areas within niches and establishing businesses within niches in the marketplace. And so I understand the dynamics involved, and I want to talk about it for just a few minutes because the obsession with niching yourself in voiceover, I think can be very detrimental. So let's put it in proper perspective. Let's talk about it for just a moment. And I think to illustrate the point, let me share with you some information which you may have heard. College graduates, the percentage of college graduates that end up working within their field of study is only something around the area of 25%, meaning that approximately 75% of students who graduate from college end up working in a completely different area from that which they studied. And hopefully you can see where I'm beginning to go. It can sometimes be detrimental or can actually slow your progress to become too overly obsessed with your niche or your specialty early on in your career. And also when you talk about niche, we need to talk about it more completely, more specifically, as opposed to instead of just niche. Well, what are we exactly talking about? Because there are really two general kinds of niches. There are the vertical niches, and then there are the horizontal niches. So let's talk about each. When I talk about vertical niche, the verticals within voiceover would be things like animation work, trailer work, radio imaging work, promo work, commercials, and even within commercials, you can niche commercial into direct response, do the high energy type promo type reads. You've got the more financial type reads, healthcare, and on it goes. And there are more, by the way, than that, but just as an example. And then when you look at it horizontally, you can work not so much from a specialty as a vertical like promos or images or imaging or commercial, but you can look at it in terms of pay. And let me illustrate this a little bit further, explain the concept. I look at the universe of voiceover work as a big pyramid. And at the top of that pyramid are where there are fewer jobs, but those jobs tend to pay better than the remainder. So the competition for those jobs is much more stiff, obviously because there are fewer jobs and they pay better. Supply demand. As you work your way further down the pyramid, the jobs pay less and less, but they become, the further you get down at the bottom of the pyramid, the more plentiful those jobs become. Very rarely does somebody start off within the voiceover industry and begin to operate at the very top of the pyramid. I'm not saying it doesn't ever happen, but I'm saying it's rare. It's on rare occasion that somebody can instantly launch and boom, hit the very top of that pyramid. Once you have worked your way up to the top of that pyramid in very rare air, where you're working maybe with the top 5% of the talent of the country in terms of income and the ability to get jobs, that is where niche becomes very important because the higher up the pyramid you go, the more you become known for what you do, the more awareness there is in the marketplace of what you do. Also, over time, as you establish your career, you begin to become more aware and you know better yourself and your own ability. And through time and experience and feedback from the marketplace, you begin to better understand what your niche is. I've been doing this full time for 8 years, and I am still learning about myself. and what I'm best at and what I'm not as good at based on my own experiences as well as feedback from the market. Do I have a good sense of my niche or niches? Yes, I do. But it takes a while to do that. The one I encourage voiceover talent to do, especially in the early stages of your career, because getting to the upper end and working where you're working primarily toward the top, maybe the middle to top of that pyramid, can take years to do and may even require a physical move to a market like New York or Los Angeles. Not always, but depending on what the vertical niche, for instance, if you do trailer work, it almost for sure requires a move to Los Angeles, just as an example. But what I suggest for voiceover talent to do is to forget the vertical niches early on. Do audiobooks, do commercials, do narration. If somebody's interested in using you for imaging, radio imaging, do that. Try a lot of things. Throw a lot against the wall. Find out, begin to develop your skill and find out what you're best at. Find out what clients like you for, what the market likes you for, because chances are you'll be operating toward the bottom of the pyramid early on, where the jobs are more plentiful, but they won't pay as well, and you'll need to be more of a utility player, being able to do a lot of different things well. And if you look at niching yourself horizontally, especially early on, as opposed to vertically, you will serve yourself well because you'll develop more work, you'll generate more income, and then you'll have the luxury later on down the road in your career to begin focusing on the more vertical side of niche, where you can begin to really dramatically increase your income as you work your way further up the voiceover pyramid. Again, I just wanted to give you that information to help put that topic hopefully at rest within your own mind, so at least you have an understanding of what niche actually means and what the possibilities are for you. But I encourage you, don't jump into a vertical niche right away. Certainly, a professional, somebody like myself, a voiceover coach, can give you an idea of what I believe your strengths are, and I can assess your strengths. But by no means should you niche yourself out of work, because with time, experience, again, and development, you'll begin to blossom and develop, and you'll begin to better understand and discover what the market likes you for. So again, don't niche yourself out of work early on. Remain open and allow your business to take its natural course. Much like the kids in college, graduate and end up doing something completely different. Be open to the possibilities, especially early on in your career. Hey, I wish you great success, and I hope this information has empowered you, enlightened you to be able to take action to develop a more profitable voiceover career. And to that end, I wanted to make you aware that I still do have some openings for my voiceover performance class. I do it every month, 4 classes. They are on Wednesdays, and I've got some openings left for my class, which begins this Wednesday for this month, at least relative to the time that this video is being recorded, but I do it most every month. So if you're interested in being in the class, you want more information, simply drop me an email. I'll fill you in. It is at voiceoverexpert@gmail.com. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Look forward to talking to you again very soon.